So hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to try something that I'd like to see more of within the community, and that's a bit of a debate. So I'm going to call it Manga Wars. If you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, I'm going to start doing a poll every other week of a few series that I want to compare. I'm going to score them on various categories, and then I'm going to give you my overall opinion of which one I think is better. So this is just a bit of fun. I'm not out there to say one is good, one is bad, but it's more so to just sort of get us all talking about stuff, comparing things, but in a fun way. So don't hate me if you don't agree with me. I'm just doing this for a laugh. So the first two series that I picked are very similar, and you'll see a trend with this. So I don't want to pick series that are complete polar opposites, because that makes them really hard to compare. So I want to pick series that I think fall along the same wavelength, and let you know what I think of each within that category and why I think they're my favourites, I guess, out of the two. So the first two that I've picked will be no surprise, and they're very stereotypical, but I'd like to pick them because I think it's a nice jumping off point. I think that they're two of my favourite series. It'll be really hard for me to choose between the two, and they are part of what used to be known as the Big Three. So number one, of course, would be One Piece. Number two and number three are, of course, Naruto and Bleach. So I'm going to compare Naruto and Bleach. I'm going to compare them on a variety of topics. So I've got story, art, the ending, so whether the overall ending was satisfactory or not. This will have no spoilers whatsoever, so don't worry, I'm not going to ruin the story for you. And then finally, my overall enjoyment. So the first arc of Bleach, fantastic. The second arc of Bleach with the Arancars was really good as well, in my opinion. It had some really great characters introduced, some really good battle scenes. The third arc with the Fullbringers was very poor, and then the fifth arc started amazing. So I was absolutely blown away. I thought it was absolutely fantastic, and I couldn't wait to read the next chapter. And then I'm pretty sure that the author was just trying to wrap it up as quickly as possible because the ratings weren't doing very well, and it just sort of went downhill from there. Naruto, on the other hand, has been consistent throughout, I think. So the first arc, we're up until the point of Sasuke running away. I don't really think that that's a spoiler. Was amazing. It's got a great tournament arc in it. It's got everything that you want from a shonen battle manga. Great characters, great storyline, and then the time leap, it stayed great. It got even better, in my opinion. All the way throughout, it's been consistent. Perhaps towards the end, it got a little bit of Dragon Ball fever. Some of you will know what I'm on about there. But overall, I would say that the story of Naruto has been fantastic from start to finish, and I've loved every second of it. So if I have to score them both on storyline, I would probably give Bleach a 6 out of 10, mostly because the later arcs sort of fell off a little bit, and then I would have to give Naruto an 8 or a 7 out of 10. Let's go with 8 out of 10, because it's been consistent throughout. I've loved every minute of it, and I never really got bored of Naruto, whereas there were parts in Bleach, at least in the Fullbringer arc, where I was a little bit losing interest. So next I want to talk about the art style. So it's really hard to compare art styles in manga. I think it's all very subjective as to what you prefer over something else, but if we just look at it very objectively, I'm going to talk about what each mangaka is really good at. So as a whole, I think the author of Bleach is fantastic at battle scenes. So all the battle scenes are really fluid. You always know what's going on, and some of the full 2-page spreads are absolutely beautiful in portraying some of the really, really tense moments of battles. On the other hand, Naruto, although it's got some great choreography, I didn't really enjoy the battles in Naruto as much as I did Bleach. That's my personal opinion, don't hate me. Overall, though, I think that the author of Naruto is much better at drawing scenery, and developing a world as a whole. So in Bleach, the Soul Society, this other world, I don't really think it gets that much development overall. The same can go for Hueco Mundo. They're both very basic in their design. I think they had left a bit to be desired, and it didn't really immerse me as much. Whereas Naruto, you go to all these different lands where the ninjas live. They're all very distinctive, and the author is brilliant at really creating those atmospheres that the characters live in. So if I had to compare the art style overall, although it is my opinion, I would have to give them both a 6 out of 10. So it's not the most phenomenal art I've ever seen. There are much better manga authors. If you know what I'm talking about, Berserk and Vagabond are top tier. So this is slightly below. It's not bad. It's a 6 out of 10. It's pretty great for what it is. Maybe I'm being too harsh. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But yeah, they kind of both average out. I would give them both a 6 because one is good at something but not as good at something else, and vice versa for the other one. So now I want to talk a little bit about the ending of both series. So there's no spoilers here. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm just going to talk about how I felt reading the endings of both of these series. And it's obvious with Bleach, I was pretty disappointed. So I've been reading this series for a long time. It's probably my #1 favourite shonen of all time. That's not to say that I'm not going to compare these fairly, but just for me, I really love it. I've always loved it. I've read it. I've bought every book as it's come out for the whole run of 74 books. So I've been quite committed to this series, and I think that it was just really disappointing for me that the author seemed to give up towards the end. It wraps up very, very quickly in the space of a few chapters, and I was just left feeling wanting more. Now Naruto, on the other hand, as I've said before, it's consistent throughout, and towards the end there's a huge rise in power levels that gets beyond crazy, and I won't say anything about the ending, but I did feel like it was a bit cheesy. Now, there is a follow-up volume after volume 72, which I also have, which is brilliant, and that leads into the story after the ending, and I think that that was a great addition. I'd love that if Bleach did something similar. There'd be no competition. So for that pure reason, the consistency of Naruto, I'm gonna have to give Naruto a 8 out of 10 for ending, and I'm gonna have to give Bleach a 5 out of 10 for ending, which really hurts me to say, but it was just very average and it just ended. So as you can see from both the scores, it pains me to say, but on this occasion Naruto is the winner. Now Bleach is actually my favourite overall between the two series, even though I don't think it's as good. I've loved Bleach, I've always loved Bleach, so don't think that I hate Bleach and that I don't think you should read it. I just think if you're going to compare the two, Naruto is slightly better if you're going to look at it from a more technical standpoint. So I've really enjoyed doing this video. I think that this is the sort of debate that I would like to see within the community. I like to see more people talking about what series they think is the best and why. So if you want to follow me on all social media, and be sure to subscribe to this channel for more content like this. I'm going to be posting polls on Twitter, and I'd be really interested to get you guys more involved in this, get some discussions going, and see what we as a community think is better than something else. So it's just a bit of fun. I'm not out there to say that anyone's opinion is invalid. You like what you like. Like I said, even though I think Bleach is by far way worse than Naruto, it's still my favourite shonen. It's always going to be my favourite shonen, and there's just something about it that I love. So we're all here as a friendly community, and we're all allowed our opinions. So I don't want any hate in the comments. I don't want any hate for anyone else's opinion. I just want to know what people think. I just want to know what people's favourite series are. So yeah, I hope to see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching, and peace.